fake can something look before it's accepted as real? We've all seen them. The AI-generated videos that make you do a double take. They're incredible, a testament to how far tech has come. But that sense of wonder has a deeper meaning, because for every harmless, viral deepfake, there's a far more sinister one you'll never see on your feed. We're standing at the center of a profound ethical dilemma. We possess a tool of incredible dual nature. On one side, AI video tools promise to democratize creativity, revolutionize education, and accelerate discovery. On the other hand, they enable a new form of digital violation, a crisis of consent that's unfolding in real time. The technology behind this, often called hyperrealism, is advancing faster than our instincts and our laws can process.
Let's get into it. I'm starting with a little bit of foundation, just buffing it in with this brush. Super light, gives me a clean canvas, but still lets my freckles show through. Now some pink blush right on the cheeks, matches the fit today. Blend it up toward the temples so it lifts everything.
That clip is 100% fabricated, and while this example is just for fun, it perfectly illustrates the power at our fingertips, a power that, in the wrong hands, becomes a weapon. So today, we're moving beyond the viral surface to confront the deep, dark reality of this dilemma. What happens when this power is used to create non-consensual adult content, or AI-generated child sexual abuse material? What is the moral obligation of the people who build these tools, the people who use them, and the people who make our laws? That's exactly what we're unpacking today. We're diving into the ethics of non-consensual deepfakes. I'm Samantha Braun, and this is the Braun Buzz. Trigger warning. This video contains mentions of sexual abuse, harassment, and digital violence. Viewer discretion is advised. To fully understand the ethical landscape, one must first acknowledge the profound and positive potential of AI-generated models, opening doors to creativity, efficiency, and innovation across numerous fields, characterized by several key strengths. High realism, generating these visually stunning and polished videos, and characters that follow intricate prompts.
Dude, they always ask the obvious questions like, do you want a treat? And I'm like, do I breathe air?
Rapid improvement and integration. Performance benchmarks show dramatic year-over-year gains in quality and capability. Broad spectrum positive. AI image generation offers significant societal benefits. These include enhancing privacy through digital removal and accelerating scientific and medical research. The core idea, as noted, is simple: machines that can understand and create the visual world. This capability is inherently neutral, and when applied ethically, can be a force for good. We are seeing AI tools help advance healthcare, assisting researchers in developing new treatments, and performing complex administrative and diagnostic tasks that can save lives. Economically, AI has contributed massively to the global GDP. Estimates point to the contribution in the trillions, largely by creating new markets, enhancing productivity, and opening novel career paths in tech, ethics, and AI management. Therefore, the central tension isn't the product itself. The problem isn't the tool, it's who gets to use it and for what. This is the modern challenge. The same underlying technology that can help a doctor visualize the tumor growth can be weaponized to create non-consensual deepfakes. The enduring question is an ethical one. How do we, as a society, control this tool and keep it from creating nightmares? The benefits are real and transformative, making the ethical imperative to govern its use not to call a halt to progress, but a necessary step to ensure that progress benefits all of humanity. Rapid advancements has unleashed multiple negative implications that threaten individual safety, societal trust, and foundational ethics. The core fear stems from technology's capability to create convincing synthetic media, which malicious people can exploit to distort reality with unprecedented ease. The ability to create convincing deepfakes, manipulated videos/audios of people saying or doing things they never did, poses a massive security risk. Malicious actors can exploit this for targeted disinformation campaigns, political manipulation, or fraud, making it difficult to discern truth from fabrication. This directly fuels an erosion of public trust, as the widespread publishing of synthetic media leads to skepticism and a potential case where nothing seen or heard can be automatically believed. However, the more damaging part of this technology is its use in generating non-consent explicit imagery, a form of abuse that researchers are now categorizing. According to Karen Dooley's reporting for the University of Florida, there is a rapid rise of AI-generated sexually explicit images without consent, facilitated by a growing class of tools that allows users to generate realistic nude images from uploaded photos, tools that require little skill, cost virtually nothing, and are largely unregulated. This abuse has been coined as SNEACI, Synthetic Non-Consensual Explicit AI-Created Imagery, which, as Dooley explains, really typifies the fact that a lot of these are made without the knowledge of the potential victim and often in very sneaky ways. The platform enabling this abuse operates with alarming impunity. A study of 20 sites showed that they had no meaningful safeguards, with researchers noting that women are disproportionately targeted, but the technology can be used on anyone, including children. They furthermore warned that there were no technical safeguards preventing someone from doing so. The societal response to this crisis reveals a disturbing normalization of such abuse. A survey covered by The Guardian's Matthew Weaver found that 1 in 4 people think that there is nothing wrong with creating and sharing sexual deepfakes, or they feel neutral about it, even when the person depicted has not consented. This attitude, particularly prevalent among certain demographics, has prompted law enforcement warnings. As Weaver's article continues, the rise of AI technology is accelerating the epidemic of violence against women and girls across the world. Technology companies are complicit in this abuse and have made creating and sharing abusive material as simple as clicking a button. This survey suggested a troubling link, finding that men under 45 were likely to find it acceptable to create and share deepfakes. This group was also more likely to view pornography online and agree with misogynistic views and feel positively towards AI. A researcher involved is deeply concerned about what our research has highlighted. There are a lot of cohort of young men who actively watch pornography and hold views that align with misogyny, who see no harm in viewing, creating, or sharing sexual deepfakes of people without their consent. The consequences for victims are devastating, extending far beyond public figures like Taylor Swift or Melania Trump to everyday individuals. The mental health toll is profound, making this an urgent issue of privacy and personnel violations. Legislative efforts, such as the Take It Down Act, signed into law in 2025, aims to shut down these deepfakes and revenge adult material. Yet, the challenge remains profound, rooted in what Dooley's report identifies as a core tension. The technology enabling these abuses was often developed for potential purposes and shared openly. This forces a reckoning with how open source technologies are shared and used. Collectively, these implications are grim. The psychological effect of being targeted, harassment, eroded trust, and systematic violence are being amplified by these AI video tools, creating what one article describes as a generation of kids with no safeguards or rules and laws, and now seeing the dark ripple effects of that freedom. Without ethical governance, the negative implications of AI video technology threaten to cause enduring damage to the fabric of truth, consent, and human dignity. A patchwork of legal and policy measures is emerging, aiming to criminalize acts of this digital abuse. The cornerstone of recent U.S. federal action is the Take It Down Act, signed into law in 2025. As reported, this legislation explicitly targets the malicious use of AI, criminalizing deepfake and revenge porn, by making the creation and distribution of non-consensual intimate imagery, including AI-generated materials, a federal offense. Like criminalization, another key focus has been creating pathways for victim recourse and content removal. The Take It Down Act and similar state-level bills legally compel websites and social media platforms to remove non-consensual deepfake content upon notification, addressing the prolonged and re-victimizing ordeal of having abusive material circulate online. The White House has also called for legislative action, emphasizing the need for comprehensive regulation of AI. Legislation faces significant hurdles. As research from the University of Florida highlights, the platform's hosting tools that generate sneaky operate with little transparency, using cryptocurrency for payments and hosting on mainstream cloud providers. Using legitimate infrastructures like Amazon Web Services and Cloudflare makes enforcement exponentially difficult. Furthermore, the survey data revealing the significant portion of population sees nothing wrong with creating non-consensual explicit deepfakes indicates that legal measures must be accompanied by public education and campaigns to reshape societal norms and understanding of digital consent. Internationally, bodies like the UN Women are advocating for a holistic approach, framing AI-powered online abuse as a fundamental component of violence against women and girls. They argue for policies that go beyond the removal, including prevention, protection, prosecution, and redress, urging tech companies to design safety into their products from the outset. Further effective regulation may require mandated safety by design principles for AI developers, such as embedding robust age verification systems, implementing photorealistic human image filters at the model training level, and ensuring all AI-generated content carries cryptographic data. The fundamental, perhaps irreversible tension between three pillars of a free society: safety, autonomy, and free expression. Safety and autonomy is where every individual has the right to digital safety and bodily autonomy, the right to not have their likeliness hijacked or weaponized. There's also free expression, where the technology that enables this violation is also a profound tool of expression. Any restriction on this tool itself can be viewed as an impediment to this freedom. The technology will not disappear. It's woven into our lives and isn't going away anytime soon. So how do we progress as a society when our tools have dual opposing natures? We must move beyond simply good versus bad arguments and examine the dilemma through structured ethical lenses. So what are some ethical approaches to this dilemma? We could go with the consequences approach, weighing these outcomes based on the overall consequences justifying the means. And on the harm side, the trauma to these victims of non-consensual deepfakes, the erosion of this public trust, and the overwhelming of law enforcement and legal systems, and the societal damage of normalized digital violence. And on the benefits, the transformative power for access to education, the expression, and inventions in so many different industries. For many, the sheer scale of severity of these harms, particularly to women, children, and the vulnerable, tip the scale towards strict regulation. Okay, but what about a deontological approach, upholding duty and rules? It's asking about what are our non-negotiable moral rules. The primary duty here is to respect personal autonomy and human dignity. From this view, using someone's likeness to generate explicit or harmful content without their consent is always wrong, a violation of their intrinsic rights, regardless if the intent is just a joke. It creates a clear, rule-based imperative. Developers have a duty to design systems that prevent such violations, and users have a duty never to engage in them. The law, from a deontological perspective, must absolutely prohibit these acts because they are inherently wrong. Instead of focusing solely on actions or outcomes, a virtue ethic would ask, what does using this technology reveal about the character of the people involved? And honestly, it shows the malicious users, the malice, cruelty, and complete lack of compassion and justice from the users. The key virtues required for solutions is developers need to foresee the potential misuses and implement safeguards before release. And for the policymakers, you need to craft these nuanced laws that protect without stifling legitimate invention. For responsible users, in resisting the urge to deploy technology recklessly, there's no perfect, clean-cut answer that fully satisfies all three of these different frameworks. Our progress, therefore, depends on navigating this dilemma. It requires regulation that upholds fundamental rights and is championed by a culture that values digital empathy and responsibility. The conflict is permanent. We know that there is an urgent need for safety and autonomy and this fundamental right of free expression. We cannot have an absolute, unrestricted versions of both. Each step forward protecting victims feels to some like a step towards censorship. There is no single perfect policy that will solve this. This is America. The answer doesn't lie in law or in a line of code alone. It lies in the people. I started this video asking how fake something can look before it's accepted as real. Perhaps the better question now is, what kind of reality are we willing to choose to build? We have this extraordinary power. We can use it to illuminate or to obliterate. This tool is neutral. Our character is not, our laws are not, and our collective choice is not. If this conversation matters to you, let me know in the comments. Like, where do you see the best hopes for a solution where when it comes to AI and there's all these people who are using it for good but also using it for misuses, how can we regulate that? Heads up, check out my Little Razzie 2.0 channel. I've got a video about working on yourself coming out soon, so stay tuned for that. That's like a more like therapeutic, we go in deep dive in that. So if you're interested in that, look for that. But I'm Samantha, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.